EA sent over Dragon Age The Veilguard, and I've spent nearly every waking hour of the last 2 weeks digging into everything it has to offer. I'm seeing purple in my dreams! I wanted to make sure I find all the ways I can improve everyone's playthrough at launch though, while carefully avoiding anything story related. Because there's a lot of things I wish I had known or discovered sooner in my playthrough, like certain key combat mechanics that could go easily missed, upgrades to keep an eye out for from the start, a companion I wish I hadn't neglected for as long as I did, and the vital importance of decimating pottery. We'll get to that. I also made sure that none of these tips will be class specific, so Mage Warrior or Rogue, it's all good, these are for everyone. Alright, let's get into the details. I'm Alex, and this is Dragon Age 4. Okay, something that you might miss for a while or just do accidentally are ability detonations. These are 2 ability synergies that are an easy way to boost the outgoing damage from the attacks you and your teammates will already be flinging out. You'll know when a detonation combo has been formed by the orange diamond AoE that expands around your target and explodes. You need to first apply a primer status effect to do these, which you can glance down and quickly see on your ability shortcuts, indicated by this circular orange symbol above the ability. After you prime the target with one of those, you can then detonate it with any abilities that show a spiky highlighted orange symbol above them instead. I actually changed up my control scheme a bit, so I have R1 and L1 set to 2 companion abilities that I have set up to always trigger a detonation. So then I can just hit those bup and form a detonation combo without really having to look or think about it. In the paused combat view, abilities will say combo opportunity instead and show an arrow indicator to any other ability that will detonate them. When putting together your team, it informs you on which effect each character can prime and which they can detonate, so you can plan accordingly with your own abilities. You can also apply enchantments to gear or unlock some skills that improve the power of detonations if you plan on using them often. Detonations do require you to consume and remove the status effect you applied to the enemy though, like Sundered, Overwhelmed, or Weakened. So deeper into the game or on higher difficulties, you might want to leave those negative status effects lingering on the target for as long as possible to then pop them with a detonation right before they expire. Next, I want you to do something for me. It's not weird. Go into the menus, toggle over to your companions, and actually read the bonus properties of the weapon you currently have equipped on them. Each will have a specific Attack My Target bonus that you might not even be using at all. When you bring up the ability wheel, any of the 3 options at the top will trigger a Attack My Target effect from your teammates, and plunk them over within attack range if they're too far away. This weapon for Ballara can hit with an electrical AoE attack every 30 seconds if you use this. A shield for Davrin can taunt enemies without even actually having to use his taunt ability. Harding can hit for 300% damage if the enemy is staggered. Or some can actually change the elemental vulnerability of the targeted enemy. Use that to make every enemy vulnerable to your build's most commonly used element. In between activating your teammates' active abilities, get in the habit of opening the ability wheel and flicking up to have your teammates focus a target and use those passive weapon abilities in the meantime. Later on, you can add enchantments to your allies' weapons that add more of these passive effects if you want to go even deeper with this mechanic. If you're never hitting those Attack My Target icons at the top of the paused combat view, it's kind of like not using a quarter of the game's combat engine. While you're out exploring, I want you to keep a lookout for these little symbols that pop up underneath your map. Those are indicating either a chest is nearby or an upgrade statue, which are very important that you do not miss. One type are these wolf statues, and when you activate it, it'll turn to a specific direction you need to head in. You'll then spot a ghostly wolf somewhere in that direction with a little statue to pick up. That gives you an entire extra skill point to spend, so finding all of these wolf statues are required if you want to have a maxed out character build. The other type of statue you'll find can be activated to trigger a Race the Target! After you do that, the statue will grant your character 100 extra total health. Nice. If one of those statues or a chest is being indicated with a blue ping around it, that means it's nearby, but not yet highlighted on your map. When you get within a certain proximity, it'll add its exact location to your map, and then you'll hopefully easily be able to get it. Whoa, cowboy, don't just open up those chests without inspecting them first. Some might be rigged with a trap, and you can spot a light green haze expelling out the side if you look close. If you don't dodge backwards after opening it, you'll get smothered in some nasty necrosis. Unless you're into that.
Oh, Manfred.
Now let's talk about armor for a second. Actually, this many seconds. An armor's weight class doesn't affect your movement speed, but it does affect your balance between ability, damage, and defense. A heavy armor set is going to have the highest defensive values, but gives you the lowest bonus ability damage. A medium armor set is going to be a bit balanced between the two, medium defense, medium increase to ability damage. A light set has the lowest defensive values, but the largest percentage increase to the power of your active abilities. If you're using abilities a lot, go medium or light. If you stick mostly to your weapon's base moveset and want to soak up more damage, go with heavy. In your room, you'll find a wardrobe that can pack in an egregious amount of apparel. This lets you apply a cosmetic skin of any other armor over your current one. That applies to weapon skins too. This is also where you can change your companions' outfits. Why are all of their clothes in your wardrobe? You know why, this is a BioWare game. Next, I admit, mistakes were made. I kinda ghosted Bollara for a while until I noticed a skill she can get that turns her into a game-changing passive healer. If you unlock this skill for her, she will then be able to automatically cast her heal spell when your health gets under 30%. That's going to save you a lot of potions since it's a completely free heal, and this doesn't even trigger a cooldown of her skills. So you can manually trigger another heal or her other abilities right after that. I don't want to skew the results of your favorite teammates, but come on, Bollara, best heals, best girl, fight me. Okay, something a little bit more serious. I think I discovered that many of the developers are suppressing childhood ceramics-based trauma because, man, this game highly encourages you to break everything in sight. Destructible things like pots can provide gold, items to sell, and materials that are used to upgrade your gear just by breaking them. Did destroying that pot just yield me a pot? Simple in concept. You see something that looks breakable, you should probably go ahead and break it for those extra resources so you're ready to go when it's equipment upgrade time. The green pots will give you a potion, of course, but blue pots are also useful to keep an eye out for, since those will drop a flask that charges your ultimate ability. So destroying pottery in Veilguard equates to more damage, more health, more wealth, and more resources. Okay then. Now when you go to sell off all those random valuables you acquired, hold on before you hit that sell all button. Selling off your random junk is not just a traditional video gaming mechanic to get money. This is also a way to build reputation with a specific faction. Before you turn in those valuables, you might want to fast travel to a certain city and put those faction points to your preferred cause. As you rank up these faction vendors, they'll provide access to more gear, cosmetics, and upgrade components. Also, any vendors you come by, even the smaller ones, always be on the lookout for these blue memento icons. I recommend buying each memento as soon as you come across them because these give you points towards your Caretaker's power. Back at your base, the Caretaker's workshop can be upgraded numerous times but requires more and more Caretaker's power each time. Upgrading things here will add a +2, +3, +4, and so on to the item, which improves the core stats of that piece of gear. This is also where you can level up your companion's gear as well, so make sure you notice at the top you can toggle over to them too. However, finding or buying a duplicate piece of gear that you already own will increase its overall rarity, which instead opens up its locked bonus effects. If you open up all 3 locks on a piece of gear and then obtain another duplicate of that item, it'll rank it up to legendary status and reveal a hidden 4th special effect. All of your gear from then on out will display that extra 4th effect, so then you can work towards improving specific ones that might go even better with your build. Alright, after putting 60 plus hours into Veilguard at this point, it's no longer up to speculation. I found the combat to be very satisfying from start to finish. It gets absolutely bonkers later on. The story was well written, and overall BioWare has resurrected the renown of the Dragon Age series. That's of course my thoughts after completing the game, but let me know yours. I do have a few other videos in the works for Veilguard, so stick around on the channel. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching today. I'm Alex, and I'll see you soon in the next one.
All right. Go team.